This is Al Kabir, the analyst, and today I will be talking about some Eagles news. As you see right here, Eagles are making an effort to keep Jonathan Gannon, so the Arizona Cardinals don't hire him. And also, Shane Steichen is the new Indianapolis Colts head coach, and congrats to him. This is Al Kabir, the analyst, man. Let's get into it, man. Let's start with, let me get this out the way. With this, Jonathan Gannon, we basically begging for him to stay. I get it. A lot of people tell me, look at the season in totality. Look at what he did. Number one passing defense. Number two ranked defense. We were really good against the run. Just look at it as a totality, right? I get it, man. I get it. But man, when you really break it down, what we play like, let's say these are top 15 quarterbacks or top 10 quarterbacks. You got Jared Goff, who you played, and we won that game 35-38. But Jared Goff had one hell of a game that game. You look at Dak Prescott, hell of a game. You look at Patrick Mahomes, hell of a game. I'm forgetting another quarterback. We semi-struggled against. The only, I could say, good quarterback we played and shut him down, and a lot of people even say this don't even count, was Kirk Cousins, because the Vikings were a choke job. It was another game. It's just not. I'm sorry. I hate when I pull out my phone when I'm shooting a video, but we're going to keep this in. Eagles schedule. It was another game, man. Whereas though the team scored a lot of points. It was the Cowboys. It was the Lions. You could say Jaguars. They did score 21, but we played Trevor Lawrence in the beginning of the season. If you want to count that. Packers and Aaron Rodgers, and that was 33. So when you think of it, Aaron Rodgers, Dak Prescott, Jared Goff, Patrick Mahomes, and Trevor Lawrence. When you look at those games, those quarterbacks are dynamic. And our defense somewhat struggled, except Trevor Lawrence. And like I said, except Trevor Lawrence, if we want to take him out, but Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers and stuff, those teams scored over 30 points. And now we going into the season and we're going to have a first place schedule. I mean, I can't really remember because I'm still thinking about the Super Bowl. But when I think of first place teams, I think of the Chiefs. I think of possibly playing Cincinnati. I think of Josh Allen. I think of course, we're going to have to play our division, Dak Prescott, who's still a top 10 quarterback. I believe Derek Carr is probably coming to the NFC. Probably got to play him. So it's like we can't keep this trend up. He's been doing this since day one, literally. He give too much respect to the top tier quarterback. Now, if we want to count when we played Patrick Mahomes as a wash because the field was slippery, we just couldn't get there. They couldn't get to our quarterback, to be fair. So if we want to count that as a wash, cool. But look at the games we lost. Look at the close games like the Green Bay, like the Lions, and these are teams, and even Dak Prescott who beat us. Gotta look at those games, man. And like, yo, Jonathan Gannon wasn't the same against these teams. He wasn't. We can use injury against the Cowboys, but we can't do that against the Lions, who competed the whole game. And what did they do that first game? They ran the ball really well, and Jared Goff made some throws, and he missed some big throws. That game probably could have won OT, but he missed some big throws too. Look at Aaron Rodgers. Had one hell of a game. But our offense was just better that game. It is what it is. Look at those games. Look, if you don't want to look at those, let's go his first year in Philly. When we first played the Chiefs, no punts or nothing, couldn't get a stop. Couldn't really get a stop. I think Patrick Mahomes threw a pick that game, but when we really needed it, couldn't get a stop. And then the Super Bowl, we just couldn't stop them at all. At all. So, like I said, if you want to look at it in totality, including the bad quarterbacks, cool, you can do that. But I'm looking at the tough competition because the tough competition is going to be in the playoffs. They're going to be in the Super Bowl. And I just think Jonathan Gannon is not capable enough to win those games. Keeping it a buck. We could sweep the Commanders. We could sweep the Giants again. We can beat whoever going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback. We could beat the Bears if we got to play them again. We could beat the Vikings if we got to play them again. Of course. Of course. But when it comes to those teams with that top 10 quarterback, and those going to be the guys in the playoffs and the Super Bowl, can we knock those guys off? That's the question. That's the question with his defense. But now I don't want to take up too much time talking about Jonathan Gannon. Let's congratulate my guy, Shane Steichen, man. Congratulations. I said it in my video, ranting, speaking from my heart. I said, bro, that Super Bowl solidified you. You're going to be a head coach. Our offense put up 35 points. Jalen Hurts had his best game in the biggest moments. They're going to give a lot of credit to the coach. They are. He's going to be a head coach. Jonathan Gannon lost respect that game. If Jonathan Gannon have a good game, if Jonathan Gannon got one stop, guaranteed. I almost can guarantee he's a Cardinals head coach. Now I'm iffy. But Shane Steichen had a great game. He got a head coaching job immediately. That was their audition. The Super Bowl was literally these coordinators' audition. One failed, one did good. I'm not sure why we're making a big effort. But even if I would say this, if I was Jonathan Gannon, I wouldn't take that head coaching job first and foremost. You don't have no quarterback. Kyler Murray's going to be out. He is. You don't want your first stint. Okay, my starting quarterback is out. What do I do? Don't want that to be your first stint, man. The quarterback matters. So I wouldn't take that job. I would stay with Philly. I would pull Philly strings to try to pay me more. Pretend like I'm going to take the job. But if I was Jonathan Gannon, I would try to stay. But as a fan, I just think it's time to reset. Because how can we ever win the big game with Jonathan Gannon? We could get to the playoffs with Jonathan Gannon. We can. Be happy about that. But how can we win the big game? Gotta keep it real. But hey, man, what do you think and how do you feel about the hire of, the leaving of Shane Steichen, the begging of getting Jonathan Gannon back? I'll let you know how I feel. Just let me know how you feel. But this is Alcabet, the analyst. Ghost.
Hey.